we're diving into the DNC and RNC, the big players in the upcoming 2024 US presidential race. So what are the DNC and RNC anyway? Think of them as the ultimate game masters of US politics. They're not just about throwing fancy conventions, they're the heart and soul of their parties. They shape party platforms, support candidates, and organize those massive national conventions where the party's presidential pick is officially crowned. Before we go any further, here's a quick history trip. In 1831, the first major national political convention kicked off with the National Republicans. Cut to today, these very conventions have morphed into high-energy events where parties rally their base and launch their presidential campaigns. Coming to the 2024 convention showdown. As for the Republicans, the RNC has already wrapped up its convention in Milwaukee and well, Donald Trump is officially the Republican nominee. As for the Democrats, the spotlight's on Chicago for the DNC. But there's a twist. President Joe Biden decided not to run again and has given his thumbs up to Vice President Kamala Harris. Now this changes everything. With Kamala now leading the Democratic charge backed by Joe Biden's endorsement, the stage is set for a historic election this year. Here's the scoop. Out of nearly 4,700 delegates, over 3,800 have already pledged to back Biden. With his endorsement, it's highly likely that those delegates will swing behind Harris. Vice President Kamala Harris is on the rise, with her favourability rating jumping to 43% in the latest poll, up from 35% last week. Independent voters are particularly showing strong support for Harris, backing her 44% to 40%. Just a week ago, they were leaning the other way with a 28 to 47%. Meanwhile, Donald Trump seems to be facing a dip in his approval rating, now down to 36% favourable compared to 53%. That's a significant drop from last week's favourable rating. Now, let's talk about Harris' next big move, choosing a running mate. The question being, who will Harris pick as her vice president? Names like California Governor Gavin Newsom and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer have already been tossed around so far, among others. Each has a different level of support among voters, with Newsom and Kelly currently leading the pack in favourability. Harris is expected to make her decision in the coming weeks, just ahead of the Democrats' virtual roll call to officially nominate her for presidency. So the Democratic convention is shaping up to be a pretty crucial moment. If Harris clinches the nomination, it will set the stage for a showdown with Trump in November. With Biden's backing, Harris does seem to have a pretty solid shot, but she will need to lock down every delegate's vote to make it official. So, with the RNC and DNC pulling out all the stops, the 2024 election is shaping up to be a pretty thrilling ride. Keep your eyes open because this political season is about to get wild. Stay tuned to India Today Global.